You're on video now as well. So it depends who you want it to be viewed to. I don't know what you want to say, but you probably don't want to swear on video. Right, okay, so you have a micro.
Oh, yeah.
A micro, and the engine on that is
It's a 1 litre.
fairly small. But that's normal. It's a good car. It does what you need it to do. This one uses way more fuel.
Yeah, I should imagine.
It could do 30 mile a gallon if you drove it really gently, but most of the time it does about 5. So it does about, for a tank of fuel, which costs about 100 quid, 76 miles. That's not very fast.
No,
Right.
What litre is it again?
A 5.5 litre V8 twin turbo, and the road tax cost is 840 quid.
That's more than my insurance for a year.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's about 10 years of insurance for me.
Oh,
Show my age. Right, okay. TQ, of course, you're miles away. So you're staying up here then?
No, we'll be driving back.
Really? And you're driving your car?
No. No, my dad's driving.
Right, okay. Right, that's all paperwork done. So we've already got your seat in the right position for those controls. Have you ever driven an automatic before?
Briefly.
Briefly, right, okay.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, with automatics, don't use your left foot.
Yeah.
Just really keep that out of the way. Right foot does all the work, and you'll find that the brake and accelerator are exceptionally gentle movements, because that's what goes shooting forwards. So just really gentle on the brake, really gentle on the accelerator at the moment.
Okay.
Couple rules, as you'd probably imagine. By this area here, keep speed down to about 5 miles an hour, just because we've got vehicle movement, people wandering back and forth. Going out towards the track area, we can go a little bit faster. On the access roads, about 30 miles an hour. And then once we're on the track areas, no real speed limit. Other than that, before we go, we just need to give a quick movement onto the accelerator and brake. So you put that foot over onto the brake again, and then quick movement onto the accelerator, little blip, and then onto the brake, and again, on the brake. Happy? Good. Let's go. So, got your belts on. If you want to put your foot on the brake again, you need to select drive. And the way you do that is just with the shift lever all the way downwards. So with the brake on, that's it. And then you'll see it's got drive selected on the right hand side. Can you see there? In the middle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now, as soon as you take your foot off the brake, the car will move nice and gently. There we go. And I'm going to go a little bit more towards the right hand side. That's it. Just realised.
So much wider as well. Well, obviously.
That's it. And I'm going to go straight on here. So if you go straight across here, I'm going to go down all the way down towards the end. And this is that 30 limit that I was talking about. So just keep your speed nice and slow. You see, it even says what speed limit is on this one. It actually reads speed limits. So it's got a camera system which looks this way, which actually tells you what the speed limit is.
It's crazy.
So if you go all the way down towards the end, we've got this area called South Circuit. It's really to familiarise you a little bit with the car. You go down towards there, and then very gently onto the brake. Now of course you've got that left foot, but don't use it, just use your right foot for braking. So it's going to be left in here. So. And then around here again. Again. And then following around towards the right.
It's very smooth.
So what does it feel like?
Just
feel very
nice.
smooth.
Just it's just gliding, isn't it?
Yeah. What's it like as a passenger? Is it nice and smooth in the back as well?
Loads of room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
bit.
you've literally got about 2 feet of room there, haven't you?
A bit different to Maisie Micro.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Maisie? I don't really name cars. They're either
What?
he's or she's.
Oh no, they're always
Cars.
she's.
No, mine are he's quite often. Depends on the power of them, you see.
Yeah.
If I had a little
suppose.
tiny one, maybe it'd be a bit cheap. And then over towards the right a little, and then over towards the left as you go through here. And then a bit of power heading forwards. I had a guy this morning, he's got loads of cars, Rolls Royce, and
Wow.
loads of other bits and pieces, loads of things, maybe about 6 or 7 cars. He really, bit of a petrol head. And all of those cars he named. Larry the Lexus.
Larry? Oh no. You need something with, I don't know.
He had a Nigel as well. Nigel the Nissan. They were actually mostly blokes actually, his names.
No, I think they should be girls.
Tracy the Toyota he had as well. And he had, what was it? Ronald the Rolls Royce. So no, that's put me off naming cars.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to. Okay, so going around here, it's nice and smooth as you can see, and it goes around without any problems. It doesn't slip off at all, does it?
No.
At this speed, you're fine, and it's got normal tyres on it, but it is quite damp on the circuit today. So if you are heavy at all with this car, the car would move around quite a lot. So let's try going a little bit heavier, tiny bit heavier, and see if there's any kind of slip. So a bit more power again. The engine sounds nice as well.
Just kind of hums.
So then we're around this one, and we will slide slightly, as you can see. Right? So you can see there's a point in a wet condition like this that you will start sliding.
Would it not if it was dry?
If it's dry, it wouldn't. No, not at this speed. It would be kind of twice the speed. You've heard about the idea that in wet conditions you've got half the grip. You know, half the stop, double the stopping distance, isn't it, in wet conditions? And it's the same if you're accelerating as well. Let's see, bit of power. Right. Yeah. Just gently easing into it. Did you see our display earlier on?
I was in it.
Oh, were you? Of course you were actually. You were with Zach, weren't
yeah.
you? There was an interesting position you guys ended up in at the end. You were behind Nick, weren't you? There was a grey car in front of you, and Nick ended up being quite close to you, spun towards the opposite side of the building.
What he did?
Yeah, wasn't? Yeah, Zach was fine.
That's reassuring.
Yeah, Zach was fine. Thought you put him off. So over to your side slightly, then turning in, and then a bit more power. Okay, so that was in eco settings.
Okay.
So that's like not even giving you any power. And it felt probably quite powerful anyway, didn't it?
Yes.
Right. Did you
Yeah,
hear
you
the
can
difference there right now? So what I've done, I've changed it into what we call sports mode. That means the car will rev a bit more, brake a bit more. Remember, this is the one where you just so maybe that was just a tiny bit too fast.
Maybe a little bit.
So you know, seatbelts are really hugging you now. That's normal as well. They will release. It's just when it's sensed that you're skidding a bit too much, but it will actually put the safety systems on. So here, bit of power over to your side. Then turning in, bit of power. Keep going. Braking smoothly. Looking through the corner and a bit of power. A bit more. That's it. Braking a little bit. Turning in. A little tiny bit of power. She's getting into it, isn't she? That was slightly better than the last one, wasn't it? Still sliding a bit too much at the front. So when you're coming around that corner, don't turn quite so much. The car will go around the corner, just don't turn so much. This side again. Through the corner. A little bit of power. Brake smoothly.
Should I brake before every?
Brake before every corner, yeah. Just to make sure that you brought the right speed to the corner. So that's enough. And then back into the power a little. That's it. Over towards that orange cone, a bit more power. Braking a little. then lightly off, and then turning in, a bit more power, don't worry about them. And again, braking a little, lightly off, and then back onto the power smoothly. That's enough turn. Here we go.
Yeah.
You see the front end didn't move that time because you didn't turn so much. We'll do one more layer around there, and then we're going to go on the other areas. So that is just a familiarisation circuit just to get you used to the car. So that's at slow speed. We're now going to go onto the faster areas. So just one more lap, I think, just to make sure you're happy. Over to your side. And then a bit more power. So carry on one more lap. So remember, don't turn quite so much on this one. That's it. In fact, as you're coming through there, take some turn off, back onto the power. Good. So not too difficult. These are all learner cars out here.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a learner car. We potentially teach as young as 8 years old. Yeah.
What?
8 years old. As long as they can reach pedals, then we're mad enough to take them out. They enjoy it.
Fair enough.
And we'll come off this side, following behind them. They'll be coming out to a T-junction, they're in a manual car, so they might stall. Oh, they decided to just turn. So let's go that way, towards the right. Down there. Go that way as well. And then you'll see on the left-hand side there's some cones where the white car's going. We'll be turning left in there. Over towards this side, and you see number 2 on the road surface.
Yep.
So round towards this side, and then just gently stopping between these cones.
In between, like.
Yeah, just like you are. That's perfect. Right. Okay. So this one, to get it out of gear so we don't move, and make sure it's all safe, you just press the button. So relax your feet for a minute. Okay. Looking up ahead of us, we've got an acceleration and braking area. Have you ever used the brakes really hard on your car? I don't know if your mic is going to have ABS, is it? How old is it?
Oh, old. 19 years. Yeah.
It won't have ABS then. So the way that you got taught to brake, maybe in an emergency, would have been smooth and progressive. If you felt the car skidding, you'd come off the brake and then back on again, probably. Well, now on modern cars we've got anti-lock braking, which means that the brakes come on and off automatically, which means that you don't have to do the work, yeah?
Yep.
So if you were accelerating up here at, say, 70 miles an hour, that's what we're going to do. When I tell you to brake in emergency, I want you to literally hit the brake as hard as you can and keep it on, and the car will come to a stop. There's no need to go smooth and progressive on it, just literally, when I tell you to brake,
Like
onto the brake.
straight on.
Straight on, really hard. And of course you've got no clutch, so no worries about putting your clutch down. Yeah? You get your belt on the back, you'll need that.
Yeah.
So if you can keep that brake on for a second and then go into drive, straight down. So smoothly to start with, then when I tell you to accelerate, lots of power. Okay? So on you go, bit more power, keep going, bit further, bit more, bit more, bit more, and then lots of power. Even more, even more, even more. And brake really hard, harder. So you notice the brakes had and so basically that means the wheels weren't actually skidding at all, which means you've got steering control, which means you kept straight and you've stopped. On you go. So that was a nice slow one. We can go a bit faster.
Where are we
this time.
going?
You see that arrow on the
Oh, yeah.
on the ground? Just follow the arrow around toward the left hand side.